Good morning. I woke up this morning and thought it's probably going to be like a little fireside chat with maybe 20 or 30 people here. So now that you're all here, I'm nervous because I've got to talk to 200 of you. But they tell us to introduce ourselves, which I think is kind of funny because that's me. I'm a commissioner. I've been here for 7 years. If the commission were a basketball team, I'd be the center, clearly. With an amazing cohort of 5 of us right now, we're really, truly lucky. We are all role players in different ways on the commission, and I really do feel blessed to get to work with the 4 of you. They're all incredible, and I think we come together with incredible chemistry. And we get to work with folks like Managing Director Lance Little, who is an absolute rock star. Is Lance here today? He's probably, hey, there he is. Lance is the one who has to send us middle of the night emails about planes colliding, unfortunately, at times. But through it all, they manage incredibly. And of course, with Executive Director Metric at the helm, we really do have an extraordinary executive leadership team right now. By show of hands, how many of you, this is your first State of the Port breakfast? Oh, awesome. That's like at least a third of you. Because I've just recycled my remarks from last year, so you guys will get new words. No, I actually asked because there's a slight variation of the theme this morning that I hope you all will notice, and I wanted to bring the new folks into, which is a couple of years ago, Commissioner Cho introduced the concept of a port of the future and how we're building towards that. One that incorporates innovations for efficiency, passenger experience, and increased safety by incorporating emerging technologies. And of course, today we're talking about a port for the future. As Executive Director Metric and my colleagues mentioned, a port for the future is one that anticipates trends in travel and trade and our broader economy and works to accommodate those changes. A port for the future reduces its impacts on communities, no longer pollutes our air and water, and creates economic opportunity for everyone in the region. Building a port of and for the future is an ambitious undertaking. And for me, that begins with our workforce. Seattle's working waterfront has historically been the home to good, stable, well-paid careers. And I know our partners in labor and the trades continue those traditions today. The port will maintain its support and investment into continued education of the skilled trades, since, as I said last year, just like good businesses grow jobs, good workers grow good businesses. The Port of Seattle's workforce development programs are creating pathways for the next generation of professionals in the port-related industries of aviation, maritime, construction, and green jobs. We are working with community-based organizations and industry employers to engage members of historically underrepresented communities to gain the skills, experience, and training they need to obtain quality family wage careers in port industries. Our goals are not only to ensure that the workers in these sectors reflect the population of our region, but to also build the next generation, especially knowing that for most of these industries, the rates of retirement are outpacing the pace of workers coming into the industry. I'd like to share a few maritime examples with you. In 2023, the Port's Youth Maritime Career Program partnered with community organizations and maritime industry employers to create pathways for young people between the ages of 18 and 24 to gain employment in the maritime industry. In 2023, the inaugural cohort of the program graduated 37 participants, nearly 3/4 of whom identified as people of color. The graduates earned credentials in basic safety training and merchant mariner's credential, making them competitive and qualified to gain full-time employment in entry-level maritime careers. Additionally, the Port continues to support and work in partnership with Maritime High School, which is preparing to graduate its first class this year. I will be in attendance and probably crying for sure. As the Port continues its transition to the new energy economy, plugging in ships at berth, replacing fossil fuels with biofuels in trucks, trains, and planes, and pioneering alternative fuels for our green maritime corridors, we will need every one of those new graduates and more. Our leadership on the energy transition has caught the attention of other port and maritime leaders, both nationally and internationally. Last year, I was invited to speak at the United Nations General Assembly convening of the Ocean Stewardship Coalition and at the White House's convening on sustainable transportation to share our experience and expertise. In the midst of a tumultuous first few weeks of the new presidential administration, I think it's easy to lose sight of the horizon. We get too focused on the next momentary crisis. Instead, what I want everyone in this room to do is to tune out that noise and focus on the bigger vision. How our region, how Seattle, Jet City, home to dozens of world-changing startups, an extraordinary blend of intellectual capital and worker know-how, how we have a chance to turn all that innovation and all that get-it-done spirit into building the new energy economy. The Port of Seattle is ready. We are investing in the people and in the infrastructure to make it happen. We hope you will join us on this journey to build a port of and for the future. Thank you so much.